Hi, everyone. I'm Rosemarie Miller, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Blac Chyna today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So before we really jump in, what do you want to be referenced as? Blac Chyna, or are you Angela White?
Angela White.
You are Angela White.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are you choosing that name?
Well, it was given to me by birth, but mostly just for me, it's like getting back to myself. Because, you know, being in the entertainment like field, everybody always calls me like, hey, Blac Chyna, Chyna. Nobody never really calls me Angela. So sometimes I would kind of like forget like who I am because it's always like about the brand, but not about the person.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well, you've gone through some major life changes in recent weeks. You've been very public about your breast reduction, your backside reduced, and getting your fillers dissolved.
Yes.
Why did you choose to do it so publicly?
It just came to me. It came from God. Honestly, when I posted, I didn't even think that it was going to be as big as it was. And then by me seeing that, it made me feel like, wow, like really comfortable to even go back on the internet because I kind of like stopped posting as much as I used to. But now like everybody has been supporting it. So I'm like, okay, this gives me like the courage to keep going and see how far I can go. So it makes me feel really good. I'm glad I did do it.
You are receiving overwhelming support.
Yeah, I didn't even, it just came to me. I didn't even think it was going to be as big as it was or is.
Yeah, everyone's really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
So you said it came from God. Tell me about that. I want to know about the work we're not seeing because I know you had to do a lot of internal work as well.
Yes, and continuing to also. So on my birthday, I got baptized on my birthday. So I was reborn on my birthday, and that was May 11th of 2022. So from there, I was like, you know, just start taking the steps that I knew, which was more of the truth. You know, like what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. So that's kind of like how I've been stepping, going to church. Hi, Bishop James. Mama Menace. Going to church and just having my church family and the other people that like pray for me and pray with me because you can't do it by yourself. You can, but it's better when you have like your church family, your prayer warriors. Because there's some days where you might feel like, okay, this is like too much for me. We need to call back. I got to call back up. Like I need the extra prayers today. Yeah. So.
And what do you mean this is too much for me?
Just like life in general. Sometimes it can become like overwhelming, especially like when you're in the spotlight and they just keep me grounded. God keeps me grounded and they keep me grounded too as far as like human wise. Yeah. You have like your spiritual, but then you have human form too. So both of those combined is helping me get through the things that I need to get through and get back to myself.
Right. When the world is chaotic, my faith is steady.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand. So I want to switch gears a bit.
Okay.
You also deactivated your OnlyFans account. And I hear that was the source of a lot of your money. And I want to just clear this up right now because there is a $239 million discrepancy right now going on.
I've seen it.
You have. So April 2022, you said you made $1 million from it in 2021. But now I'm seeing reports that are saying $240 million. What's the actual number?
The actual number, it was close to 2 million within a 2-year span.
2 million.
So I opened it in 2020. So right when the pandemic had hit, I had opened it because I was like, oh my gosh, like what's about to happen? And I had just recently did a TV show called OnlyFans where I produced it and filmed on it just a little bit. So it kind of like gave me the leeway to kind of doing it because it was something that I didn't want to do at first. But at the time I had so many lawsuits and so many things that I was dealing with. Aside from that, I'm like, I got to figure out how can I like continue to have like my house, take care of my kids, do everything I need to do. So that's why I started the OnlyFans. But let's clear this up. I definitely did not make $240 million. Okay. I definitely didn't.
She did not make $240 million, you guys.
I did not.
So I know a major part of that, as you said, was to provide for your kids and kind of keep up that standard of living that they're accustomed to.
Yes.
How do you plan on doing that going forward?
I'm letting faith lead me, honestly, and it's been really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even worrying about like where is like my next deal or where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? I'm just going to put my right foot in front of my left and my left foot in front of my right and keep it pushing.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
That. I do.
Yeah.
Oh, but Angela, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What really happened to make you go through such a radical change?
Nothing really happened. I just, like I said, like I just started working out, sobriety, and like my Bible. That's it. Those are the three things that I have been sticking with for the past 7 months. And just over that time, it has shown me like really like, okay, like who are you? Like what is it that you want to do? What's the example that you want to set? Like how are you feeling? Like is this really you?
Yeah.
You know, because we put on like hair and makeup, designer clothes to like cover up something, you know, and I want to put like my insecurities aside and really step into like the light, like my own light.
You are you without all of that, trust me. And there was no one exact moment. There was no one defining moment you can think of that just made you realize I have to do something.
It wasn't.
Really?
Literally, I have been just like walking on water.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, this happened. I didn't get sick. I wasn't ill. Nothing of the sort. I was just like, you know what? But working out is what kind of like maybe kind of led to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, when I started working out, all of the fillers started to become more protruded because I started to slim down. I could really see like my facial structure, but nothing like traumatic that happened.
Nothing dramatic that changed your heart.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is just God. That's the only thing I could think of.
You know what? That's a good enough answer.
Yeah.
That is always a good enough answer.
Else.
God.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me, who was Angela Renee White back then?
Fun, adventurous, loud, squeaky voice. Let me see. What else? Yeah. Just really chill. Like I was a chill child. Like I never really got into like trouble. I always made good grades. Mm-hmm. Lovable. Athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So were you shy? Were you outgoing?
Outgoing.
Outgoing, for sure. Okay. All right. And I want to know, did you feel similar or different from the other girls your age?
I definitely didn't feel the same as them. I always like felt like myself.
Yeah.
I was more like a leader in my crew.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you attribute that to?
Say it again?
What do you attribute that to? Being a leader, feeling a little different?
It came natural. Like it felt natural, but like looking back, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like natural, but not like leader, like follow me, like listen to me, but just like, hey, y'all want to see something cool? Or like something of the lines of that. Like the same way. I'm the same way now. I'm like, yo, y'all want to see something cool? Like I just did this. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about your relationship with your mother.
Yes.
How was that growing up? Was she a shoulder to lean on, or did you find solace somewhere else?
So, my mom, I love my mom, everybody. Hey, Mom. So, like, growing up, like, my mom, she was always, like, a hustler to this day. So, I felt, was always, like, doing her thing, sort of. So, like, for me, I would be with my grandmother, and I would be, like, with my godparents, like, different people.
Different
yeah.
people. Did your grandma teach you something?
Yeah, she taught me a lot of stuff.
What did she teach you that sticks with you to this day?
Man, because, like, growing up, we didn't have money and stuff like that. So we would just do things to improvise and make the best out of everything. So just it helps me now that I'm older. And she taught me how to cook, how to clean, like how to get on your knees and pray, how to be a lady, just all those things combined.
So it sounds like you come from a family full of women who are survivors. They did what they had to do to make it to the next day.
Yes.
I want to know, what was your first job?
My very first job was at McDonald's, and I was 15 and 9 months. I couldn't wait to get a job.
And 15, and you chose McDonald's. You didn't care.
Yep, 15, yep. And I was making like $325 every 2 weeks. Like, boy, that's a lot of money. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was yours.
It was mine.
And that was what was important.
Yes.
And I know you also worked at Hooters. What's that next after McDonald's?
So after Hooters, I did McDonald's, Taco Bell, Golden Corral, Shoe City, Uno's Pizzeria. And then my final step was, my final like job, punching the clock was Hooters. And then after this, I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. I gotta make more money than this.
Yeah.
So then I went to another place.
Well, you also went to college.
Yes.
You went to Johnson and Wales University. What was it? What did you feel like when you got your acceptance letter?
It was a very exciting moment. It was a very exciting moment because I wasn't sure. It's like always nerve-wracking because you apply, but you're like, man, please, I want to get in. I want to get in. So when I got accepted, I felt really good.
Yeah, and what was your plan at that moment when you got accepted? What did you want to do with your life then?
So I was going to go to school for fashion merchandising, that's what I applied for, and this was in Johnson & Wales in Miami. So they have like different locations. I think they have one in Providence, Florida, but I think they recently closed down the one in Florida. Mm-hmm. But my plans was to go to Florida with my god sister, do fashion merchandising with her, and just maybe open a business. Yeah. Just after that, we don't know. We just wanted to get to Florida and go to school.
But you just wanted to get to Florida.
We had to get to Florida.
Yes.
I had to get away from D.C.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the warm weather.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you get there, you get to school, and you discover dancing in strip clubs. Mm-hmm. What was that like for you? You were making far more money, I'm sure, than most of your friends at school. What was that like?
Right. Okay, so I'm going to back the story up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So when I got accepted into Johnson Wales University, I didn't have any money. So from the Hooters, that's when I was like, I need to figure out how to make some money. So that's when I started dancing at the strip club in D.C. So I did that for 2 years. And one day, by this time, I had my apartment, my 2-bedroom apartment. I had my 2 cars. I had my little dog, Mango. Like, I was just doing it, right? And one day, something was like this, something came over me and was like, look inside this box. It was just papers. So I'm like looking through the papers, and I seen Johnson & Wales, and I kind of looked at it, and I was like, dang, that could have been like here. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the piece of paper. So I started to read it, and I noticed that it said that it was valid for 2 years. Immediately, I picked up the phone. I called my grandma. I was like, Grandma, this is the last year for my acceptance. I need to get down there, like now. So I called the school. They're like, listen, if you could make orientation, you could come and start the school year. Told my grandma, I was like, Grandma, listen, I'm going to get you from Virginia, and then I'm going to drive us all the way from Maryland all the way to Florida and then back home so we don't miss this orientation. Yeah. Like, flights wasn't even like in my mind. I'm just like, just get there like now. So she was like, yes, of course I'll go, as long as we can stop at the south of the border. And I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. So I drove us all the way down there. We stopped at the south of the border. She wanted to get the Last Supper picture, some back scratchers, a little sombrero hat. Yeah. So we did that and drove us back. And then after that, I was like, Grandma, this is it. I'm about to move to Florida. I saved up my money so I could go and like pay them. And I was actually living on campus. So everything that I had in my apartment, I was like, Grandma, you can have everything in here. I'm not taking none of this stuff with me. I packed what I could in my Dodge Charger and drove to Florida and never looked back.
Wow. But yep. Was the goal to actually go to the school or just to get to Florida?
To go to the school.
To go to
and
the
finish
school.
what I started. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. But I do want to go back to you making far more money. Clearly, you were already making money, but now I'm sure you're making even more money than that. Mm-hmm. What was that like, being a student, being so young, juggling, working at one of the biggest strip clubs in the nation, and trying to live an everyday student life by day?
It was a conflict of interest. I feel like that's the best way to explain it. So me trying to like dance at night to pay for school during the day, it's no way possible you could do it. Yeah. So I was like kind of like falling asleep in class, things like that. I didn't finish. I only did 2 years, but maybe I'll come back and finish.
So you were in school, you were dancing. How much money were you making at that time?
Honestly, it was coming in so fast and leaving so fast, I couldn't even tell you. But certain nights you could make anywhere from, a slow night you can make $200. Mm-hmm. And that's like a slow night. A really good night you can make like $5,000. The most I've ever made ever in one night was $12,000.
In one night?
Yes.
I'm in the wrong career. Okay. Okay. And at what point, was it in school or was it after you decided to leave, did you realize I'm starting to blow up? People are starting to know my name.
It was when I feel like the real breaking point was when 2010, I was Nicki Minaj's stunt double. So being a stunt double is like, you know that it's you, but you're a stunt double. So it was kind of like, that was in 2010. And then Drake had came out with a song called Miss Me. Mm-hmm. That featured like the club and like my name. And then that's when it started to really blow up. So I was still dancing in the club while the song Drake, that Drake had mentioned me and Miss Me. And it was kind of crazy because people was like, she already got money. She's already famous, so they didn't want to dance with me. And I'm like, if this was true, like I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Like, no, like give me some money.
It's my job.
Give me some money. Yeah.
Okay, so Drake is mentioning your name, but did it hit you yet? I'm somebody. I'm famous.
No, I don't think so. It didn't hit me, no. Not famous. I mean, being mentioned in a song, it's different levels of famous, I think, for me.
Angela, if Drake mentions me in a song. Okay, you see where I'm going with this.
Right, okay. All right. Maybe.
Yeah. What were your friends like? Were they jealous? How did they feel? The other girls at the club?
They thought it was cool.
Your friends?
Yeah.
Those are some real friends.
Yeah, no, they wasn't jealous.
Really?
No,
okay.
I don't ever really give off that like vibe for you to really be jealous. Like if you're just jealous, you're just a total hater. That's not cool.
That's not cool. Okay. So looking back at who you were in your young 20s, what would you tell yourself now as you're going through this life transformation? What would you tell that girl who basically birthed Blac Chyna? Mm-hmm.
Control your emotions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that?
Because I feel like if you can control your emotions, you can control everything about you and control the room. Because like we're humans, like so everything's based off of emotion, like how we feel and this and that. But if you could control like your emotions, like you could control everything that's brought to you, and like you could send off a different type of energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So do you have any regrets? Would you do it all the exact same way?
I would do it all the same exact way.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
I would.
So,
yes.
What is next? Is this the end of Blac Chyna?
It's definitely not the end of Blac Chyna. I think now it's more the separation of it. You know, it's like if I'm performing and things like that, that's Blac Chyna. Like if I'm home and I'm with the kids or if I'm doing my business stuff and I'm doing deals, that's Angela. Like how we're just sitting right here and we're having a conversation. This is Angela. Now if we go and we got to go get glam, hair, nails, makeup, we got costumes, that's definitely Blac Chyna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you have enough space to do that? I know you've done it on some level for probably a number of years, but sometimes I know when you're trying to get away from who you've been and step into who you're trying to be, do you want who you've been to be so close, just right there next to you, going forward?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like who we are is who we are. It's just unlocking our full potential like within.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's something new that's brought into like our lives. It's just unlocking like who's really inside of here. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, like unlocking like who's in here, you know, like that inner childhood, like all of that. Because we're born like how we're born and things like that. And that's why even like me reading books and certain things to like reprogram like my mindset to unlock that.
And who's supporting you on this journey?
Who's supporting me? I have a lot of people supporting me, actually. Even the guys that's watching right now are supporting me. But I have a lot of support, and I feel like mostly like support can come from like different ways. You have like emotional, physical, business, just it's everything. But
and who's been your main shoulder to lean on during this time?
Main shoulder to like lean on?
Other than God?
I would have to say my Bishop James.
Really?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
Wow.
He just called me like not too long ago, like, baby, you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm good. Yeah.
Is your mother, is she not on this journey with you?
No, not at the moment. I mean, she is in prayer. You know, I pray for her and make sure she's good and her well-being and things like that. But these are things I feel like she has to deal with herself. Like, no, I can't tell her what to do or nobody can tell her what to do, you know. But hopefully one day she will, you know, come into her zen, you know. Because my mom, she's really smart. Like, she's really beautiful, all of that, you know. And just growing up, even like looking at some of the things that she do, I now do like just little things. I'm like, hey, my mom used to do that. And I do it now too. So it's like certain things that we do pick up on that we carry from our parents, because that's what we see. And that's why I'm so adamant on the things that I'm doing now, because I want Drink to pick up on the things that I'm doing. So if I'm in the gym and I'm working out, she'll come work out with me. Or if like we're eating like our healthy stuff and King and just us as a group. I'm like the mama, but you know, it's my posse. Yeah, I just want them to pick up on the positive traits and things like that that's going to help them in the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you intend on telling Dream? Because she's going to grow up and she's going to be able to understand everything that's out there. How do you intend on explaining all of those situations with the other side of her family and everything to her?
I don't think that it's going to be any type of explanation, me talking to Dream and things like that, because it's going to be so far behind, you know, and every day we're growing and growing and growing. And I'm pretty sure that the relationship between everybody is going to become more better. You know, people have to heal, time has to pass, and only time will tell. But on my end, everything's like positive. It's nothing like negative at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who you are. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So what is next for Angela?
So what's next for me, Angela, the businesswoman, Blac Chyna, the brand, the music, television, film, and also 2 more new business ventures. Yeah.
Can you tell us more?
See, I'm a creator and I like to create things and I like to do it from A to Z. So I feel like now by me posting that video, it makes me want to post like the journey of creating like a new business venture. And showing them like the steps and how to do it and where does it stem from. Because I want to like inspire other people, because we're all creators. We just have to unlock it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And once you unlock it, it's going to be so good for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to know, you said television.
Yes.
Do you have a new show coming out? What's going on?
Yes, we just got picked up for the Black Hampton season 2.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. And also too, like more movies. And I don't want to say two of them because it's not fully in writing and paper in black and white yet. But I'm really excited about it. Ooh. And it's just lining up, because like I feel like even with some of the characters, if you think about it, most people that act and actresses, they have like their flaws and their things, and it's like you can't have like a perfect face and these type of boobs in the butt, you know.
Yes.
Or you're just gonna get casted for just this type of role. Like I want to do all types of role. I want to do thriller, like action. I want to do some, you know, some crazy stuff, jumping out the buildings, you know. Comedy, all that. Don't put me in a box. I'm trying to do all of that.
Don't put you in the box. So, Angela, can you tell me something that you haven't told anyone else yet?
Okay, so something that I haven't told anyone yet, and I'm going to let you know today, is that I have a hair factory in Asia.
Really? Tell me more.
Yes, a hair factory in Asia.
A hair factory?
Yes.
So what are you doing? Or explain that to me. I'm not in the hair business.
Okay, so basically, this is going back to what I was telling you about, like empowering women to like start their own businesses and things like that. The name of the company is called the Hair Plug Agency. So basically, we'll do like your website, your logo, and all of that. But the factory is hair extensions, but we have the donors that come, so it's all raw hair. And we have the different sections. I'll show you some of the videos, but we have the different sections for where we wash it, cut it, ship it, all of that. So now, not only am I going to just be empowering just myself, I'm going to give the chance for other women to go out and make their own money and be financially stable just by themselves.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really, really, it makes me feel really good about it. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Is that
and nobody knows about it. No. Except for you know now. And then everybody know now.
So is that going to be your main source of income now? Like how much money is it making?
I'm actually about to release it this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to do all like the back end and all that. But no, it's not going to be my main source of income, but definitely one. Because I learned over the years, and I've had like many deals with different people. And what happens is when you have these deals and say like if they don't want to work with you or renew the contract, what happens is you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle now and getting this certain amount of money. And then when you're not getting that certain amount of money, then that's when you start to lose everything. That's why you see certain people where like they had it and then they didn't. It's because they didn't start their own companies and their own businesses to make sure that they can keep it going. Because if you betting on yourself, how could you let yourself down? And
right.
and once you learn the business like by yourself, then you could bring on other people to run it for you. But you have to put in the work. Like you have to build the foundation of it, know the ins and outs of it, like how, like what's the marketing, like how to do this, how to do that. But that comes over time. And once you learn that and you master that, then you could go on to the next thing.
It's important to own your own stuff.
It's very important. It's very important, especially in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
Or in general. Like, honestly, like, we want to own something, you know?
Even the Bible says you should own land. Where can we find more about this information?
You can go to heartspure.com. And it'll be listed there.
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me.
Thank you. This was really nice. I'm really excited.
Yes.
Yes, and thank you. You were awesome.
Thank you.